kombucha. What is it really? A drink? A trend? Or nature's secret to feeling alive? Introducing Win for Kombucha from Yatu Foods. Win for Kombucha restores your healthy balance, boosts digestion, and refreshes your energy. Now you know. Win for Kombucha, the natural power of nature.
Hello and welcome to the Kenny T One-on-One podcast. My guest today, Smooth IK. How's it going, brother?
I'm good. How are you, Ken?
IK, you've interviewed me I don't know how many times, but today it feels a little strange. I think I'm sitting in the wrong chair right now.
I should be on the other side.
You said such well my interview. NBC, my smooth talk, my chat. It's nice to have you, brother.
No, it's nice to be here. When I got the call, from your people, I'm like, oh yeah. But I've been following your program though, this podcast. I'm loving it. I think I love the maturity of it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of podcasts now. So you want to find that podcast, and for a reason, and not just because you're here. And I mentioned it before, like you know what, this is how you handle an interview. Maybe I'm being biased because it's more or less what I do. Same school,
the school you're coming from.
Yeah.
Remember, this podcast is brought to you by Yatu Tea. So we've got a great conversation lined up for you with Smooth IK. We'll find out where he grew up. The usual stuff that, we talk about on our podcast, because that is the format of the show, right? Now, IK, to start with, the WAFCON. I know how big you are with football. What's your take on what's going on right now?
Oh, man, it was so disappointing. I think that we did not need to lose by that margin, in as much as you could see that we were having challenges. I think the transition of Bruce Mwape leaving and then Nora coming in, is good. I think it was a good move in itself, on that maybe the timing wasn't the best. We're just getting into a tournament. The girls are used to playing in a particular way. Then obviously the new coach has a new philosophy. Yeah. That's always the case. So they have to adapt, but they're adapting at a tournament, if you like. I don't think they had enough friendly matches against quality opposition, really. I mean, we had Malawi, and all due respect. It's not Morocco, it's not Nigeria. So when we met up with those, you could tell.
You feel like Malawi is almost just like playing, because Malawi and us we're almost the same.
Yes, you kind of feel that way, like you're just having fun with your neighbor.
Yeah.
We needed to play somebody who maybe doesn't respect you, that has nothing, doesn't think anything about you. They're just coming to play the game. But Malawi, Zambia, you kind of feel there's that friendship about it. So maybe anybody can win it. It doesn't really gauge you. But against stiffer opposition, you found out that maybe our three in the back, which is Coach Nora's preference, was not the best. At times you feel fitting the system into the players, or the players into the system, as opposed to fitting the system into the players. So you need to work with what you have and create a system, as opposed to coming with a system and saying you guys need to play like this. If they're not fast, you can't insist they play with the wings. Then they have to change the formula. I'm just saying, it kind of felt that they were learning something, but I think it was a different time to learn. We live and learn, we'll play another day, another game, but this one, not very surprising. I think the change didn't help. We've got a great team, but the change didn't help. So it meant that the changes that were made by the coach, which were necessary because that's somebody new, we're never going to work for this tournament.
This is a Kenny T One-on-One podcast. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Guys, where are my glasses? I'm struggling with your light here. This is the Kenny T One-on-One podcast brought to you by Yatu Tea. Remember, Yatu Tea is available in all leading supermarkets across the country. I've got my glasses on now, and now we can delve deep into the podcast.
It reminds me of Fugees. There's a song that they did, and I think Praswell says, "I wear my sunglasses at night." So it just kind of reminds me.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
IK, let's speak about your early life. Where were you born? Tell us the story.
Yes. It's interesting you ask me that, because I think I've been on a number of interviews, but they'll always talk about my broadcasting career. So
we skip everything.
Yeah. So I was born in Senanga.
Where is Senanga?
Senanga is in Western Province.
Okay.
Mongo, then, you continue to Senanga. So it's not even the provincial.
So Senanga is further away from, because Pamongo and Patari, from Lusaka.
Hey, my friend, the road did change, so it doesn't turn. But yeah, so when you get to Mongo, actually, that's when you turn left. When you turn left and continue going, then you hit Sananga. At some point.
Okay.
So that's where I was born. But I started school in Lusaka. At Woodlands, Saka Boys. Then went to Woodlands A. Then moved back to Western Province to Sesheke because my dad went into politics and he was governor there.
Okay.
Then from there I went to Mongo for grade 6 in Sesheke, just the one grade. After that, grade 7 was in Mongo at a school called Mulambo Primary School. Then I went to St. John's Secondary School in Mongo, and that's where I did my whole secondary school. So yeah, so I was born in Sananga. I don't remember that much because obviously, like I said, my grade 1 was here. So, but I've been to the place where I was born, the hospital. My mother took me to this little hospital, and her bed was a corner bed. So she told me, "This is where the bed used to be. This is where you were born." So it's that strange feeling. I got a photo there actually.
So when you're out there in Sananga, what were you aspiring to be?
No. Maybe because in Sananga, like I said, I was very young.
You're very young, yeah. So those thoughts could have.
But also, here's the thing, though. And I always hope that there are other young people who are not too sure what they want to be. You know, in class when they're asking you what do you want to become, and I want to be a teacher, I want to be a police,
banker.
Mine was changing every time because I really didn't pay attention to that. I really didn't think that of what I wanted to be. Maybe I was down, I don't know, but I wasn't aspiring for anything. I wanted to write a book, though. That's the one thing I wanted to write, a book, because I loved.
Were you reading? Were you reading?
I was reading a lot, short story reading, so I was reading and writing stories. So that was my thing. So every time I would go behind and look at the biography of the person, usually they're a teacher, journalist. For me, that's what I was seeing. So those were my line of thought. Like, okay, for me to write a book, then I have to be a journalist, I have to be a teacher, I have to be. So it was always based on the book I'm reading and what that author job is. That's what I wanted to become. So I was never really into anything per se.
And also ngandu mfana, lelo watambako fi mufuna ngala.
Ikaidi. So I don't know those that kept saying pilot every time. So for me it was whatever is interesting me at the time. And the book that I'm reading, that's what I want to become. So
how many were you in the family?
6. 2 passed on. Early.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But hey, they passed on a bit more. Going forward, I lost our firstborn passed on last year. Yeah, but so now we're like, it's interesting. Well, of course, our fathers those days. So you got your brothers and sisters here. You've got also your brothers and sisters there. So what we call half. This side is mother only. This side the connection is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when I say we're 6, maybe we're even more because there were others on this side. So quite a big family. But maybe at home we're 6. Then the others came through as well, But then, there was, as long as there's blood there, that's your sister, that's your brother.
This is a long time ago. Yeah. You'd have, people living in one house. Maybe there's like 10.
We had a lot of cousins and everything. And Dad was a very welcoming person. Everybody just came through. Everybody passed through our home, and I kind of got that a bit. I have no problem people coming to stay as long as I know them, their relations. They'll stay home.
They'll stay at home.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that your dad was a mayor at some point.
Was it MP for Sananga?
For Sananga.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
for like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what work did your mother do?
My mother, she was she used to work for the Ministry of Education, but not necessarily a teacher, but for the ministry.
For the ministry.
Yeah.
Great.
That's my stepmom. My mother and my mom and dad divorced before I was born, when mom was expecting me actually.
Oh.
That's how come they named me Innocent, because mom felt they didn't know I was innocent of whatever issues they were facing at the time. So she thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I just thought maybe they just gave you the name, maybe they named you after somebody. No. So your name has got a serious meaning.
It's got a serious meaning. Though my dad named me Wamnyima. So all the while growing up, my name was Wamnyima. The Innocent was actually on my paper, on my books was just I. Innocent I Kalaluka. So I was always Wamnyima Kalaluka. And in Western Province, obviously, Wamnyima is a name well known. So actually, they call it Wams. So anybody who calls me Wams is from then,
Then you know that you come from way back.
Yes, and you can't appreciate anybody who calls you that, because you know that there's that connect, and they know you from not from Smooth IK. They know you from you. So that's my name, Wamnyima, which means the one, like coming last, because I was the last born between mom and dad.
Oh, you're the last born.
Yeah.
So, okay, you talked about, your parents separating, when you're not born, before you were born. Do you know what led to this?
I wouldn't say that I do really. Mom has mentioned some, in our chats. She would tell me when I was born. Because the thing is, mom, when the time that I was born, I think after 3 months, mom left for the US, and I remained with my auntie.
Okay.
She needed to go to school and do stuff for herself, because then she went back to the village with me when they divorced. I really don't know what led to the divorce, but that divorced and then married my stepmom. So really the intricacies I might not know, but yeah, but it was.
So at the time when you when your mother got an opportunity to go abroad, who did you remain with?
So I remained with my dad's youngest sister. Then later on, I think when I was a bit older, I went back to dad with my stepmom. Okay. So I didn't know my mom for a long time. She tells me that there's a time she came home to visit from the US, and she said, and then somebody told me, "Oh, that's your mother." And I looked at her and I said, "No, my mother is that one." And she cried. She felt like I denied her. But of course I was young, but I guess she was just emotional. So she always told me that story. So I've never really lived with her, up until the time I was really grown up. And this time I worked with ZNBC briefly, and I decided to relocate to SA. I stayed there for 2 years. I lived with mom at that time, then before I got a little job there.
Okay.
But no, I never. I really never stayed with her, and I got to know her much later in my old age. That's when I got to know who my mother was, like understanding her character and everything. Because now we're living together. All the time she would just come and go. Just having those brief moments, nice moments. But to see her, as a person, angry at times, and that wasn't there for a long time. But then, I think that's when you appreciate a person, when you've seen who they are, the range of their personality.
But your aunt, the one that raised you, is she around?
She passed on a couple years, like 6 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But oh man, she I'm about to say she did a good job. I think she did.
Yeah, she raised a fine young man.
You know what? No. But she was such a very strict, but such a good person as well. I think that she taught us well. I grew up with my cousin. And I think that we did fairly well. There was a lot going on. I think at some point we're staying in Kawe, but yeah, the time that I got back with my mom as well, and there's all these stories about stepmoms. I think I was lucky. My mom was good. My stepmom was good.
She was good, huh?
Again.
Yeah. I mean, you get some good stories about stepmoms. I think there's also stereotyping,
Yes.
After seeing 1 or 2, 3 bad stepmoms, and then some people want to, my stepmother wants and Mwape, which is not the case. No. But so I know your love for football. Were you playing football when you were young?
Oh,
is that cool fun?
A whole lot. That was my, because then my brother, when my immediate elder brother went to boarding. So they were like girls only at home. My sister and my other stepsisters. Yeah. I feel bad calling them stepsisters, but I'm trying to just paint a picture.
Yeah, paint a picture.
So they were only girls. I was like the only guy. So you kind of feel, some type of way, especially in the teens. So I would play a lot of football. That was my getaway. Always at the game. I go to school, football, home. That was my life. So I played a lot of football. At some point, I was captain of my school, St. John's. I was captain of my club, Medical Stars in Mongo.
Medical Stars, people who work in the medical profession.
It was sponsored by the hospital, by the medical hospital.
Not captain, I was a clinic officer in your other life.
No, I was in school then. But I was playing for medical.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of football, man, and I like that part of my life also because it kept me very disciplined because I needed to be fit, and because I had this dream of one day even playing for the national team. So I kept myself in that way, never mind that never happened, but I think it helped me to have a discipline about physique, so that's where I got all that. So I played a lot of football. I think I was fairly a good player. I remember Zesco coming to Mongo because they didn't like to go and play in Mongo because of the sand. And then Mongo put up a select side. And I know I came in
to why?
No, for fitness.
Oh, for fitness. Because it's difficult to run in the sand. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they like to go to Mongu and they'll go to the beach area. Well, there's a place called Mulamba Harbour, the harbour area. There's a lot of, obviously, sand.
Yeah.
And there are grounds that are very sandy, like Mulamba School, where I used to be. I remember the first time I played there.
Yeah.
And, it's Kakulu Saka, boys. But, I failed to play in the sand. Of course, I got used later.
Yeah.
But that keeps you very fit. So Zesco came, they played a game. I came in as a substitute. I played against Zesco. I was so proud of myself. But it never materialized, the dream. Something happened at Woodlands Stadium. I might tell you about it, but yeah.
So let's hear it. Let's talk about it now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I complete school at St. John's, and I come to Lusaka.
What brought you to Lusaka?
My brother was staying in Lusaka, the one
Okay.
who left for SS.
Okay.
So I came to stay with him, and then I told myself I'm going to go for training at for selection. It was season had ended at Woodland Stadium.
Yeah.
So I get my bag, with my kit, and I go there, and I'm sitting in the stands, and I find they've already started doing the selections.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting, I'm watching. Here's the thing, though, that speaking in Bemba Nyanja, and that's what freaked me out.
You couldn't speak any of the languages.
I could, but not the football language. There's football language, but I couldn't speak the football. I could speak your Nyanja, but there's Yamubola language.
Ni tini jamii tu mandhara mcommentary player akasokoneza.
There's just the way they speak in a game, in a football. So I'm watching all that, and I'm telling myself, am I going to fit in there? And the language they're using. Okay, I'm watching, and then at some point, because they're selecting. So okay, enough. Next, anybody else come? And the guy who was calling came where I was with my bag and said, "Hey, bosses, bola." I'm with my bag, and I say, and I noticed looking at the bag, and I'm like, oh, no, I choke up on guys, right? And in Deni who was supposed to use the kit.
Yeah.
And just like that, I failed to go and show what I could do for me to be selected. I just felt that these guys are Lusaka guys, the language they're using, the Bemba and the Nyanja, and just how confident they seem. At times when you're watching from the terraces, it looks very difficult.
Yeah.
In as much as it can look simple. If you are watching not to play, it looks simple. If you're watching to play, it looks different
difficult.
because it's difficult, and it looks difficult because you know that you are looking at the system, the way they're playing, the one touch they're using, not just watching as a amateur critic.
Yeah.
So I was watching for that, and somehow I felt I would not fit in.
You felt intimidated.
Yes, because I was from Mongo, and I felt about Lusaka is different, and that, and that's a truth that a lot of people fall into.
I think there must be so many people that you know.
But now I'm thinking, Lusaka is just buildings. They're just people. That only humans from everywhere else that just happen to be in Lusaka maybe longer than you have. But we get so intimidated because now we're in the capital city, and the capital city should be different. It's just human beings in there. But believe me, I freaked out, and that's how I never went through that trial, and I was never picked, obviously.
You know what reminds me of when I went for auditions as a radio presenter at Radio Phoenix. So I get there, we go upstairs, and there was so many people, maybe over 150 people. The same thing. I get in, I look around, I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Then I see the late Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Mr. Sprite, something.
Yes,
He's sitting there. I check, there's someone is saying, no, that one is a relative to Chiru Lemba. And Chiru then was on radio, with his voice and all of that. And then there's Chela Katwishi, he worked at Radio Phoenix.
Yes,
at
Radio 4.
Radio 4, then he went to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Then there was Francine. And then there's a guy with a big voice sitting in the...
That's the line of my friend already.
It was difficult for me, But you know how I managed? There was a guy in the corner who was looking more frightened than I was.
So you used them.
So I said, ujabati amvera manta so bataripo. I think let me go through it.
Wow.
And so I started through, and one thing led to the other, and then here we are. But okay, so when you completed your education, I know that you have a marketing background. Where did you go study your?
Yeah, that's the thing though, because even the marketing, because what happened is that when my dad left politics, when he lost the seat actually in Senanga, so things were not as good. My dad was that politician who was clean. We didn't have extra stuff because dad was in a privileged position. The car for work was for work. You'd use this car, but not the Land Rover 110 for the office. You know, the day that they lost and they got all the cars because the other party was coming in, you could pick out Dad's car because it was neat.
Yeah.
You don't use it for anything else.
Well taken care of.
He was that kind of person who believes that government, kizamuso, meaning this is for the government. So don't touch.
Don't touch, yeah.
So really, we didn't have much after he lost. So when I completed, and then my dad had even passed on then. No, he hadn't passed on. But when I completed, we didn't have much, so they couldn't take him to school. My uncle was going to take him to school, and he asked me what I wanted to do, and I think I was not even, remember what I said, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. So I'm like, maybe I'll do journalism because of the book, not because I wanted to be anything, but just the book he says, no, marketing. Marketing, that's where the opportunities are.
So I did marketing. What's his name?
In fact, I'm calling him uncle. It wasn't really an uncle. Judge Bobby Bwalia, he passed on.
Oh, okay.
He was friends to my mom, so we used to call him uncle.
Oh, right.
So he paid, and mom sorted it out. They had
their own agreement. Yeah,
so
great.
We called him uncle like that. But so Judge Bobby Bwalia is the one who paid for my school, but he wanted me to go to do marketing, and he advised me, and mom was out there. So he says, I've asked him to do marketing. I think it's better. Of course, I'm not even consulting you. Our parents those days. So you're just, okay, so I got to do marketing. So I went to Zamim and I did marketing.
Zamim was a very good school.
Oh, yeah, it was. I wasn't really feeling it, but I did it anyway because, hey, there it was. And so I had an opportunity to get into college. So I did Zamim. Then I went to ZNBC in the marketing department because I went on attachment as on internship.
Oh.
But while there, that's when I met Innocent Kalaluka, who was on Radio 4.
The Velvet Voice.
Yes. So I was selling programs, and I saw the program called, I sourced for a program called Stanley Bar Radio Show, music radio show or something.
But Stanley Bar is on a radio show.
Yes,
that one which was in town.
Yes, it's me who got that. So Velvet Voice was doing it. That's how we actually met, because I had this program, and they told me they wanted a vibrant presenter. I said, but that guy with a good voice. So I went to meet him. I told him, there's this program. We became friends because people were saying IK and IK.
Yeah.
Because Innocent Kalaluka. So that brought us together. So I would sit in while he's doing the show. I'd watch him do his presentations. I'd travel with him at times when we got gigs.
Yeah, because
I was like a chola boy, like CDs. And slowly the interest kind of developed. Next thing I was doing a radio show called Short Story Reading.
How did you start this radio show?
So this one was a very interesting one because Velvet used to do it, but then he had stopped. But I used to follow it even when I was in Mongo. I would listen to that show. Yeah. When I was in school, before he started doing it, when I completed when he was doing it. So when I met him, I said, you used to do a show called Short Story Reading. Why aren't you doing it? And he said, no, I've got a lot on my hands now, but you can do it if you want. I said, no, I'm not a journalist. He says, but you can read? I said, yeah. He says, it's just about reading. Who says it's about journalism? I said, okay, I can try. Then I did a demo, and Radio 2 manager said, hey, you've got a good voice, actually. And I started reading it. I was so proud. I made my dad listen to it. I told him, listen to this day. It's me reading on Radio 2 in Mongo. So I was so happy about that.
And Radio 2 countrywide.
Yes.
You know why I ask? Why I ask is the late Innocent Kalaluka gave me my first radio experience and opportunity.
For me, everything, man.
Yeah.
Everything.
He created opportunities for people.
So because the DJing also. Yeah. Because after I did short story reading, for me, that was it. Again, remember, I wasn't into wanting to be on radio as a DJ. Yeah. Even if I would watch him do it, never mind TV. That was nowhere near my thoughts. Yeah. So I did the short story reading, and I was happy to. Then Doris Mulenga, you remember Doris Mulenga?
Yeah.
She met up. We were with Innocent again, I think in the corridor.
She was manager Radio 4 at the time.
So she says, I've heard that short story you used to do. It's not you doing it anymore, is it? Asking Innocent Kalaluka, and I'm right there. So he says, no, it's not me. He says, okay, I like that voice. But I've never heard it to the end, so I don't know who does it. So it's him. Oh, okay, that's good. Then he says he wants to audition for radio DJ. Then she said, but why isn't he saying it? So I just said it. For me, I was joking around. I'm like, yeah, I would actually like to be a radio DJ. He says, okay, do an audition. I'm like, oh, okay. Then Innocent Kalaluka, like, yeah, so we do an audition. I'm like, oh, hey, guy, I was just joking. He says, look, radio is about voice. She says she likes your voice. So You can't fail.
You can't,
So I go and do the audition. He produces me. I remember, the one song that he asked of me to do was to present was to introduce was Jabu Kanyile's Malowe. So I remember that I actually turned it around. I said that was Jabu Kanyile. That was Malowe by. That was Jabu Kanyile by Malowe. He says, no. Malowe is the song. So and he was picking the songs that Doris likes deliberately, so she could really like the audition.
And it works.
Yeah, it worked. Next thing I'm now observing, and then I started going on radio. But after I went briefly, I was like part-time DJ. Then I decided to go to SA for like 2 years. So
why did you go to SA?
Why? Because my brother had then relocated and he got himself, because my mom is South African, so he got himself the
Your mom is?
Yeah, my mother is South African.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he got himself the nationality there. So I'm like, hey. So mom is like, oh, please come. Remember, I'd never stayed with mom, so she was very eager for me to come.
Yeah.
So I decided, let me go. So I also went, but mine took forever, because the time that I was born, mom had, those days you would renounce your citizenship. So she was now Zambian. But the time that my brother was born, the firstborn, she was still South African, so it was easy.
Oh, I see what you mean.
For me, there was a lot of paperwork with the Home Affairs there. It tired me off, and I'm thinking, you know what, I've got a country, man. I can't be living like this. So eventually I came back. Well, mom was very, very upset about it, but hey, I tried. I had 2 years, So anyway, so that's how I started radio, because Innocent Kalaluka just told Doris that he wants to do it. And, yeah, and I actually enjoyed it. But while in SA, I watched a lot of television, because, hey, man, the TV in SA, we're catching up now, but the adverts especially. In Zambia, I used to say, not anymore these days, I think we're trying, but I used to say that in Zambia, when we go for a commercial break, you can go and have a cup of tea. In South Africa, commercial break, you do not move, because the commercial breaks, the adverts are proper. Yeah. I loved watching them.
Yeah.
So I would watch a lot of television and I would watch a lot of talk shows. Yeah. And I'm watching them and I'm thinking, but I can do this. I'm watching talk, and those guys it's like the British, they can make something like small, very big.
Very, very big, very big.
I'm like, but what's the hullabaloo, man? I can do this. So when I came home, I had an idea for a show, a talk show also. That's how I came, and also another.
Then you went back to ZNBC.
Then I went, when I just arrived, I went to see Velvet Voice, and I found Justin Shimbi, Doris Mulenga, and hey, in fact, we're looking for part-time DJ. I was still interested. I'm like, yeah. So I just walked into a job. Wow. You know what? Next thing I was back on radio. Yeah.
So I know that you were part of the fan club at some point.
Yes, there's a part.
Can we speak about that?
Yes. So when I came back, the fan club was buzzing, and how was there? Kweto, I think. I must have taken over from Kweto, because
Kweto and EJ.
And EJ, yes, at that time. I wasn't really going there to the cinema hall. For some reason, I was just there doing my thing, and I wasn't really. Then they got me interested. There's this thing we're doing, and I said, oh, okay. I listened to it a couple of times. I started going there, and next thing I was the chairman. Then we had the Radio 4 fan club. We had the Miss Radio 4. I'm the one that introduced that.
Miss Radio 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I introduced that. Oh, we kicked it. It was really, really good. I think we did like 3 years. So after that, after my mandate ended, I decided not to extend.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
it was extra work.
It was a lot of work. It was so
and at
fulfilling,
the time,
though, because
at the time, I was in the fan club with DJ Dazo.
Yes. I think Dazo.
Boniface, Kalwani.
Yeah.
All of those guys were together in there. Yeah.
So that's why I discovered Lena. She was just in grade 12 at Kabulonga, and I saw her, and I was at a show I was doing on TV. Kids Make a Difference. It's sponsored. So I wanted a kid also on the show who was smart enough. Kid looking, because Lena still looks like a grade 7. so I'm like, come. So I spoke to her. She had never done TV. She was so scared, but she was smart. So we quickly ran with it, and I was so proud to see her grow into what she is now. Next thing, she was a radio DJ. Because of course she used to do fan club, but to move into television as well was so gratifying to see.
So IK, how now did we get to Smooth Talk? Which one came first? Born and Bred, Smooth Talk? I think Smooth Talk
Smooth Talk, yes.
Yeah.
So Smooth Talk was... So when I came back from SA, I had this idea for the show, for a talk show. So I come back and I told myself I'll give myself 1 year to get to understand television. Because remember those days, there was no one doing TV and radio. You were either doing TV or you were doing radio. So now mine was that, how do I get into television? That was the issue for me. So I said, okay, let me give myself 6 months. Let me get to know this. They will see me. And I will go on with my idea to them. But then Derek Nyati came to Zambia. Remember Isidingo?
It's the guy with the dreads.
The guy with the dreads.
I remember.
So he came to Zambia for the Ngoma Awards. I love that guy, man. I'm like, wow, man, he's here. I wanted to see him interviewed. Alec Mugala had Explosion. So I went to the Ngomas at midnight when everything was done, that dancing away. I went down to meet Mr. Mumbaka Pumpa. He was the chairman. I said, Mr. Pumpa, I've been sent by Alec. I was not even telling the truth. I would like to interview Derek Nyati. Oh, okay. He's leaving tomorrow at 10. So if you can be there at 9 at the hotel, we can do the interview. Great. I went to look for Alec because he was producing the Ngoma. Alec, listen, I've secured an interview for you. He says, guy, I'm here until this late. No. I don't think I'll be able to wake up in the morning. You do it, then we'll run it on Explosion. I'm like, no, TV. I'm talking about TV. He says, just do it. Don't worry. Just go to newsroom, find whoever you find there, tell them you need the camera. They'll give you. Just tell them Alec has sent you. Hey, did I sleep that day, man? Yo, I was so nervous, everything. I went to the NBC very early, went to the newsroom. I was told, the newsroom people told me, oh, actually, we're supposed to do an interview with him at the airport. But since we've got an appointment with him at the hotel, we might as well. So we go. This is a person that I knew very well, and I might not want to mention his name because, it was not a good thing he did. But in the end, it was, really, if you look at it. So we go, and he says, let me start, because ours is for news. News is like 1 minute that we'll get from the 5 minutes. So it's just like 5-10 minutes. I'm like, cool. He starts to do his interview. I'm thinking of how I'm going to interview him. I'm thinking I'm not going to sit down. We're going to be walking. The cameraman will be moving backwards while we're walking forwards. A whole lot of stuff going through my head. I'm done with all that. I even talked to the security at the reception. I'm like, you know what? Me, when I come, Munilese first. Then Zach was like, no, but I've got an interview, or making out anything. Then we get there. I get to where they're recording. That's still recording. I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be 10 minutes. It's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I think they went to about 45 minutes. I'm thinking, this guy. Now, I don't know. It's a recording. I don't know that I can even stop him. Me, I'm just thinking, but I can't go and stop him because they're on. And yet they were not even live. So after some time, he says, thank you. And they stand up. So Derek stands up with some bodyguard guy that he was with. Mr. Kapumpa was also seated. They're all standing to leave. So I rushed to him. I said, Mr. Kapumpa, remember I said that. Then I even see Derek going like, because of time, he needs to go to the airport. Then the guy I was with, the same guy who hijacked, tells them that anyway, it's okay. They can use something from this guy. We're the same TV station. Then Mr. Kampa said, oh, yeah, good. Yes, of course. And then he starts to explain, Derek, no, the same TV station, so it's okay. And they walk away. I'm like, guy, they were in a hurry. I'm like, no. They were considering it. You gave them the solution. No. We started.
In any case, you're supposed to do a 5-minute interview. How did it go to 45 minutes?
Guy, I was so pissed. But, I went home and I told myself, you know what? If I'd started that, I was like 6 months in back since I came back. I'm like, if I'd had my show, I would have just invited them for my show. I wouldn't have had all these issues. So the following day, I went to see the lady who was a controller TV. To say, look, I've got an idea for a program. A talk show. I said, okay, bring the write-up tomorrow. Because actually we're looking for local shows. The write-up had been done in SA. Just polished it up and took it to her. She said, sounds good. But can you bring all these people? Can you do the way you've put it down? I said, yes. She said, okay, because you're not a TV person, we need to audition you. So we'd like to see all that. I said,
need to see what you'd look like on TV. Yeah, because radio TV is different.
Exactly what you've put down is what we want to see. So I had to bring an audience. Greenwood University College, I think, it's no longer there. That was my audience. I brought JK, I brought K Smash, I brought Mr. Zambia, some guy who was Mr. Zambia then. Did the show. I was very excited. I was nervous and everything else, but we did it. I think we did it very well. They took it, they looked at it. Even before, I'm going out by the fish pond somewhere around ZNBC. I met the late Dominic Chimanyika, and he says, "Excuse me, are you the young man who did an audition for some talk show?" I'm like, "Yes." And he says, "Oh, you are a fantastic presenter." Oh, like, whoa, I was blown away, man. Then by the time they were calling me to tell me, Miss Movember, that was the lady who was in charge of TV, tells me, "You know what? You're actually better off on TV than you are on radio." And that was it. So in retrospect, I was grateful for what that guy did, because mine was another 6 months of waiting to get to know what TV is about.
Yeah.
But I think God just decided, you know what, let's give this guy a nudge. He's ready already.
Yeah.
And that's how I started the show, and never looked back. People talked about how it won't last. The NBC programs don't last. Yeah. But hey, we're here now.
But you've interviewed a lot of celebrities over the years and all of that. How was it when you are starting? Because obviously, when you are starting, a lot of people didn't have a lot of confidence in the show, so to speak. How was it in the beginning compared to now when the show was happening?
It was so interesting, because I think that, I kind of laid the base because of my radio. I was doing shows like Expose, and from that, I was talking to all these artists anyway. Anybody who was doing the movers and shakers, I was talking to them. So the transition to TV, I had already a rapport with the artists, and whoever else was doing whatever it is that was considered, something to appreciate. I had that rapport, so it wasn't that difficult to get the people to come to the show. In truth, some of the issues I got was from my workplace. Where some people didn't believe, some people, when this guy from radio has come to TV, it wasn't even happening at the time.
It's a young guy, radio, never heard of him.
TV, yeah. So there was that talk around that. But I at times I live in a bubble, man. I just do me. I don't really care much what people are saying. So, but there was that. But also for me, that was fuel. Because then you want to prove something. Yeah. Like, I could do this. Yeah. So when they say, "Oh, we're hearing Abakambat," that motivates you to do more, to actually do it right. Yeah. So in the end, I think people started to think, okay, I think this guy gets me, he's meant to do this. So it wasn't as difficult as I think it would have been had I not had any experience of radio. And I always feel that radio people make the best.
Actually, that's what I wanted to say, actually. Radio presenters make very good TV presenters.
Any given day.
Yeah.
Because what scares you on radio, on TV, is what usually would happen. Like the first time I went on TV, Alec Mugala interviewed me on Explosion. He called me from my radio thing. "Oh, there's this new guy, blah, blah, blah." So I sat there, interviewed me. I did not remember a thing I said after. I couldn't remember what I said. But when I watched it, I said the right things. So you see, because of my radio experience, talking was, even if I'm not thinking about it, was now second to nature. Yeah. So I think that's what makes it makes radio people good presenters, because what to say is not an issue. So you don't have that moment where you're failing to speak because you've always been speaking. You're just adjusting to the lights and everything else. So.
Yeah. And then also radio, compared to TV, radio, almost all the time you're on air, it's live.
Yeah.
TV, you've got some pre-recorded shows.
So
with live, you have to be clever enough to...
And you see, you find that, maybe, I don't know about, let me not speak to all radio people, but I'm more comfortable on live productions. I'm more alive when it's live than when it's recorded.
Yeah.
And I make mistakes when I'm recording.
It's the same for me. I think being given a choice between a live and a recorded, I'll go for a live anytime.
Any day, man.
So, okay, at what point in your journey did you get married? And then did you just get up and say, I think even Kwatira Manja?
No, and I got, that's a whole other story, man. I got married very early. I was very young when I got married. So when I was in SA, I was dating. No, I wasn't even dating her. We were very close friends. The time after I completed and I went to SA, we were very close friends with my wife. And she came to visit at some point in SA. Then I came over to visit. Then I was in SA, like I said. So then, we decided, you know what? Let's tie the knots. Even no wedding, no nothing, just so that we are. Because you know how distance relationship, when we finally decided, you know what, I think yeah, let's tie the knot at least. It will keep us a bit grounded. So that's what we did. So while I was in SA, I was then married. So I was very young, but we got married and we were happy to. But
at what age do you think?
I think at 24.
Around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my wife was what, 21?
So then it helped you because, when you came to ZNBC, we're in the fan club, but we're hearing, the way you carried yourself, you're a young guy, but very mature, looking very responsible. Maybe it's part of part of it.
I think so. I really think so. And also, there's one part I've not spoken about, of my life where my brother is concerned. My brother, was call him a black sheep. He would drink girls. Remember that time he brought a girl in the house. He'd go drinking and I'm sleeping. Then I just hear mom at the door. Who's that? Like she switches on the light. Who's that? And my brother is saying, no one. And there's a girl in his bed. I'm sleeping on the other side. I'm waking up. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what's mom asking about? Then mom says, can you take her out?
Man, and I just have to get her.
Wherever, man. He used to go out drinking and would come late in the night.
Yeah.
So now he brought some girl home.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And I was sleeping. But the problem is that apparently when she went to the loo, I think she hit herself in the dark because obviously you don't want to switch the light and it was next to my parents' bedroom. So then she made noise. Then mom heard, but she could tell it's not any of her daughters. So I presume because she just came to the bedroom. Okay, who's that one? So anyway, my brother was naughty, drinking, womanizing, and all that stuff. Not going to school and all that. And then I was the example.
Which brother is this?
But my elder brother. He passed on also.
Okay.
No,
just checking. Just checking.
Yeah, no, it's important to check. Yeah. So in fact, you did go to check because also be like,
but that's not Damuntuina.
So he made me to be very grounded because I was then the example. When family members come to visit, I'll be like, where's that one? Oh, he's out. He was ever out. But this one is the grounded one. He's the responsible one. And I had to live with that tag. I had to make it real, to make it me. And in the end, I remember that when my brother left and I started staying in the bedsitter, this time I was in town from watching a movie after 18 and I'm walking very fast because I'm thinking I'm late. I had to remind myself that, there's no one home now. This is me. There's no one who will tell me why you're late. So I was that kind of guy and I was done with school at the time. But still, I grew up very responsible. So I never took alcohol because I think I saw what alcohol can do at a very early age. Sometimes you would throw up in the room and sleep. And I can't sleep with all that vomit. So I would clean up for me to be able to sleep or else, So there were all those things that would happen.
You've never drunk?
No, never. Never drank,
never
smoked, nothing. So all that, I guess, like I said, is because of what I was seeing. And my brother also was very strict on me. I remember in Sesheke, there's some girl that liked me. And he says, no, this one is young. You cannot, why are you touching his leg? Like she's playing with my legs. She was pretty, actually. And I kind of liked her too. But my brother was like, no, you cannot. So I was like a virgin till Zamim.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, all that, I think I was really, for me, I was that modeled student. Even in class. When we got home, I remember coming home or writing exams, they're asking, hey, how did you do, my sisters? Then when I come, because we're coming to, I'm like in the back, not that, this one has passed already. I was that kind of kid, where they know that this one has made it. You get. So I grew up that way. And my brother passed on. Again, I was thankful that he might not have lived to, I don't know what God's plan was, but I feel like he was there also to kind of guide me because of him, really. Because most brothers will actually have you drink some, smoke some, you know what I'm saying?
But Evans Okan.
But Evans, unless not this one doesn't. He would tell all his friends, very strong about it. So in a way, he molded me into what I was. Of course, I didn't like his character. I had to do all this. His shoes, when he removes his shoes to sleep, the smell, I had to move. So all those things, but really, I always feel that with the way his life was curtailed and caught, he was hit by a car, actually, at Greatest Road.
Oh, no.
Yeah. By a neighbor in Mongo. So he's in Lusaka, he's hit by a car.
Wait. Your neighbor from Mongo.
Yes.
Is the one who came and...
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Very strange. So when he hit him, it was even in the papers and non-car, hit and run, blah, blah, blah. They wrote about my brother in the newspapers. So then, when now he passed on, the body was taken back home in Mongo. We traveled. Then we just told, actually, the one who hit him Is this neighbor here? And he came for the funeral. He was like broken. But no, Dad was like, hey, this happened. It could have been anybody else, but you were also in Osaka, so maybe.
But okay, I'll take you back to. So when you said you're a virgin up to Zamim, it caught my attention.
Yeah.
Up to Zamim. Up to Zamim was around what age?
I was in college, man, so it was around. So all the time I'm talking about wifey situations. Then okay, wifey. Then I was done. No, so I did college, then went to
SA. Yes.
So yeah. By the time I was going there, I wasn't a virgin. Okay. But when I was doing college, so I was saying 19, 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I was a virgin until Zamim time.
Yeah.
Oh, and the first time out was crazy, man. You know how you have this idea that sex is, you are reading it in the books. The first time was terrible. I was like, what? Why do they write so much about it? But of course,
what do you mean it was terrible?
It was terrible because I was so scared. I was so scared I wasn't doing it right. I was so scared of what she thinks about how I'm doing what I'm doing. It was, oh man, I couldn't wait for it to end.
Do you still think it's terrible?
Well, no. Given the correct environment, it is. But with these young people these days watching, you don't want to talk too much. I think that they think they're too crazy about it.
Yeah.
But in the right environment, you have no fear. You are with the right person.
Yeah.
I think that's when I found out that it was good. But that time, I was doing it firstly to fit in because that's a meme. Because these rich kids always talking about sex. I was pressured to be able to, because now mine was just stories, lies. I thought, you know what, let me just tell the truth for once. So I picked on some girl who kind of liked me, and I said to myself, okay, now I can talk confidently that I had sex. But I think I went another 8 months without because the experience was bad. Yeah, it was so scary and everything else. So I just felt it. There was so much drama. But no, it's not as dramatic with the right person.
Great. Okay, I know that you've been in the limelight for many years. How have you navigated through, the controversies that come with, life in the limelight, story this, story that? How have you managed that? Because you're still standing strong and you've just kept on doing the things you love to do.
I think also because there's a time when I was on radio, and then you remember Sweet Ricky Banda?
Yes. Ricky B.
So I used to go on radio, and you had a show on Wednesdays. So one day, Doris Mulenga says, you know what? You're going to do the show on Wednesday because Ricky B is not around. So mine, as I'm going there, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to shock the listeners because they're expecting Sweet Ricky, but it's going to be the Smooth IK.
Smooth IK.
So I go there, I play the music, 2021, I open the phone lines. So I'm thinking, oh, they're excited out there. This is the Smooth IK, blah, blah, blah. Call us up on blah, blah, blah. They call. I think I had like the first 5 calls. Hello, where's Sweet Ricky? Here's the thing. I'm young, fresh, happening, good looking, and I speak well. Sweet Ricky was old school. Old school kind of with the guy, two kind of the way he used to speak.
Yeah.
So mine was that now they're going to listen to a guy, who's got it all together.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this now that I've learned. That was what I did with what I didn't know then. Now I know. Yeah. So for me, Sweet Ricky was old school. So for me, there was a new guy on the block who I felt people wanted to listen to. People are asking about Sweet Ricky, and I'm on radio. So I'm like, no, today is not there. I said, no, I've been listening to you, but I just wanted to find out where he is. So I tell them, is there any song you want? No, I just wanted to find out where Sweet Ricky was. My friend, that's the time I learned that we are stars because of the job we do. But we are not stars because of who we are. Anyone doing the job that we do will become a star. So you have to be humbled and appreciate the job. So because I think there are a lot of people who think they have made that because of them, that's why they're big. That's why they've got a name. That's why people love them. No, people love you because the job you do is what everybody falls in love with. Never mind what you look like, never mind how you speak. You must be terrible for people not to like you. Everyone has got a fan as long as they've got a microphone in front of them, as long as there's this camera in front of them. It's the camera and the microphone that make us and not the other way around. So we can have characteristics that people love. But believe me, even a guy without my characteristics, as long as they're doing this job, they'll be loved. So I appreciated that it's not about me, it's about the job. And I think that really grounded me to say, you know what, yes, people love me, but I know that it's a job they love. It's the fact that I'm in that job that everybody aspires for. So then they're like, wow, this is a lucky guy. Let's get to know a bit about him. That's all. So I think for me that, in a big way, grounded me from the time I was on radio, such that I don't get two-faced. Of course, I'm human sometimes. When I was younger, there are times I would be like, oh, wow, it's smooth like that. But I would always remind myself that, yeah, but Sweet Ricky can do all this. And he's not the smooth IK. So.
Yeah. So, but let's speak about, there's a particular period of time. I know that you've been married maybe 20 years.
Yeah.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years now.
Yeah. There's a time we had some lies on social media that, IK had, divorced his wife. I'll say lies because I knew what was on the ground.
Yeah.
But can we speak about that?
Yeah, man. That's the time that, I also learned how strong social media is. So that lady, actually, I introduced her to the media.
Which lady?
The name is Ulo. So she had a podcast which I think it ran for some time and stopped. So she had me as one of her guests. She used to produce behind the scenes on Smooth Talk as well. So she started from there, and I would guide her and teach her and whatever. So then she started her own podcast, and she invited me to be one of her guests, and along other people. Then when she was launching it at Movie TV, so that's the day I went there for the launch. I met the mother. She was very happy. My daughter speaks highly of you, Lala. So I met the mother. So as I was leaving, because I left a bit earlier before the show ended, because they were now showing it on the big screen, and then she said, let's get some photos. So we went to the place where they set up for the photos, and we're getting photos. Then she says, let's do the 7 days. So she does, we'll see you in 7 days. I'm like, no, it's not this way, it's this way. So when she did this, she had a ring because she's married. So she did this, and it appeared like she's pointing at her finger to say, I'm married, and I'm standing there. So
people put one and one together.
Yeah, and just said, oh, this is his wife. And his new wife. So he's divorced. Some I don't even want to mention that because then I'll be advertising them. Okay. But some of these, that just look for clout, went and even wrote to say Innocent Kalaluka divorces wife and marries a sweet 16. Yo, we laughed about it with Madame because it
didn't create any problem at home.
Oh, my friend, it's coming to that. So we laughed about it because she actually knows
the lady.
Yes.
Because she worked behind the scenes on your show.
Yes. Yeah. She knows the lady. She actually has interviewed my wife before because my wife is into financial literacy and everything. So she's interviewed her before. So she knew her. But my friend, we go to, because that story, we saw it in the evening. We'd say, we laughed about it, went to sleep. She wakes up and she's on her phone and it's just buzzing. So she wakes me up and says, people are trying to, like sending me friend requests. Like, this has never happened. That time she had just started, so she wasn't really that known. So I'm like, what's happening? I don't know. Then messages, sorry, somebody's saying sorry to her, sad about what has happened. She literally forgot about that issue. So then she says, it's about that photo. I'm like, what? I switched on my phone. It got bad such that my in-laws, called her, the parents, to say, can we pick you up? You come home, the farm. She says, why? What has happened? Then we're not thinking that the parents would on Facebook, so obviously.
Yeah. So,
no. Then the father fails to explain and says, okay, talk to your mom. So the mom comes on, so do you want to come home? So she's like, what has happened home? Yeah. No, but okay, we've heard. Heard what? That, you're Innocent as. Says, no, it's not true. They were told by people who are on Facebook, obviously on Facebook. Yeah. So the aunties were calling them, oh, sorry, too bad about your firstborn daughter that they've divorced. My friend, pastors were calling me, friends from long time, her friends that she thought she lost numbers of, they found her number and were calling her, and it was bad. The worst thing was my kids, though. So my kid was writing exams tests or whatever, end of term. Then we called them and said, you know what, there's this.
How many kids do you have, by the way?
3.
3. Okay.
There's this, so please just, we're here. don't mind all this social media. Well, every parent says that, but my kids are smart. So we took it, they got it. So they go to school. One of the kids comes back and says, my teacher, we thought the students would harass them. The teacher asks her to say, I have your parents divorced? No, but it was bad. But also, at the time, there was a company that was working with me because they said they wanted to work with somebody who's got a clean repute. So they felt that I was the right guy for the product.
The right fit for the product.
Yeah. So then they called and said, hey, what about that? I said, no. Because I never respond to all these things.
They called you?
They called me. I said, no, it's not real. Okay. After some couple of days, they called back and said, you know what, we appreciate it's not real, but it would be nice if you said something because, our brand.
Yeah.
And I understood. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to lose it though. So I felt like a politician. I sat there,
You did a live, huh?
I did a live to explain that, this is not true. Man, it was so difficult for me because I don't believe in fueling all these things.
Yeah.
Though, in a sense, it kind of helped because there was so much support. People just came there and said, yes, we knew, So it kind of helped in the end, really, because there was a lot of debate. And for me, I said, I'm not going to respond. This is not my style. But that one I responded solely because the people that were working with me felt that it was harming their brand. Yeah. So therefore, they felt that I should say something.
But Madame...
Madame was not just happy. She was talking about suing those papers. I said, no, most of them are not even here. They are here, but they're not here. So their IP is elsewhere. So nothing is going to happen. But she got really pissed about it. Really pissed because it messed up everywhere she went. Her friends, whatever event she goes to, it was her story of divorce. Every time she's explaining herself. I'm not divorced. I realized how strong social media can be, man. It can really mess you up. I feel sorry for these guys that find themselves in these issues. Because I'm thinking, that wasn't even true, but it gave us sleepless nights. You had an uncle calling, there's uncles that are not too, they're just saying, you know what? You cannot, how did you divorce without even talking to us? You're supposed to bring the family. I'm like, uncle, hey, nothing has happened. So it was drama. So I thought, imagine this was real and scandalous, like real scandal, like with the ones we see these days. How do you even live with yourself, man? It's terrible. It's really terrible. And people just believe what they read. Yeah. They believe what they read. One of the reasons, I'm launching a book next month called Social Media.
Did you write the book?
Yes.
Okay, so finally the dream is coming true.
Yes. Yes. So I wrote a book on social media, behind the mask, hiding in plain sight. Yeah. That's the tagline. Yeah. And I one of the things that pushed me to it was what I saw. Because I kind of realized and appreciated how strong social media can be. So I deliberately now went into the University of YouTube and read and listened to people talk about social media and just its effects. And I decided, you know what, I don't think I've seen such a book on our market in Zambia. So then I penned down a book. I was so proud of myself.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So when is it officially?
Launching next month, 29th. It's a Friday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll come by.
You would definitely come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Innocent, I want to speak about, I hear one of your kids also wants to do media.
Yes, only that. She wants to do media. She went to movie TV and did a couple of presentations. Then, and she did very well, and I was proud. I've never forced them into, especially because when I go to school to talk about media, when I speak to the girl child, I tell them the truth that this industry for the ladies is a bit harsh. You find that getting married is very difficult just because of what it is. So you have to be ready for that. And if you have a boyfriend as you are coming in, you are better off being with that one. Because because I didn't understand me and you lose them, you will be lost because you'll be spoiled for choice. But it's only for a certain moment. Then now they are not asking for marriage. Now they're just asking to be with you. Yeah. That's all. Then next thing, everybody knows who you've been with and no one really wants to marry you. So it's a very difficult one for girls. So I'm not too, and I've got 2 girls, so I'm not too keen on pushing them that direction. But she decided to only that. Now she's studying law. So she just wrote her first exams and she cleared. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she cleared her first exams. So now with the law, I don't know that she can do the presentation. I do a little skit with her called Daddy-Daughter Chronicles, where we just talk. Because she's the one who came up with it. She felt whenever she's visiting her friends, when the dad comes, there's always that, dad is in. Whereas she feels that with me, we are like friends. So she says, I would like for people to be able to know that you can have a friendship with your dad. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be dad is home. So therefore, you need to pretend to be. So that's how we started that.
So is it online?
Yes, it's online on TikTok mainly.
Oh.
Yeah. You should look at it. It's pretty interesting.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's speak about Born and Bred. What was your motivation behind that?
My motivation was really that because I was on radio. So I felt that, goodness, our music is really, really good, That's to say the audio side of the music, really, really good. But I had a problem with the videos, and I know that one of the ways of bringing up anything or upgrading it is when you bring a bit of competition in there. So I thought, our music is good, but our videos are bad. So, but if people are competing, they'll compete to do better. Yeah. And in the process, the industry grows. Yeah. So really, that was the motivation. I felt that we were really behind where video production was concerned, in as much as the audio side was really good. So I just said, you know what? And it was a crazy one because I thought about it, then I forgot about it. Then one day, we're coming to the end of the year. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do for the Born and Bred Awards? And that was the first time I'd started. No, not the Born and Bred Awards, Born and Bred show.
Oh, sure.
The first time it started. Yeah. I said, how are we going to end it? How am I going to play a compilation of the best? Then I said, what about that competition I thought of? And within 3 months, I was working on it and it happened. And what amazed me was that we had a couple of people nominated and it was right at ZNBC Studios. Yeah. And we said, okay, only the nominees to come. Whoa, people came for those awards. Because also who were not invited.
The nominees,
first of all, I didn't know that. And there were only 4 categories. 4. Yeah. The people we had, that place was packed. Like our corridor leading to the studio where we were doing it from. And we had a car that we brought it into. We went crazy about it. And Mwape won the first video, the best video of the year for 2017. So that's how it started, really. It was because I wanted I felt that way, but what the motivation really was the response that I had. And I said, you know what? This could be it. And then, started moving.
So the awards, I know that you got some backlash here and there and so forth. Yeah. What were some of the issues and how did you navigate through them?
But, okay, so here's the thing though. Other than the Ngoma Awards, really, the Born and Bred were the next thing that had that magnitude. And when you are leading, you're going to learn and people will see your mistakes. So we were making mistakes, obviously, because we're learning, but also we were creating. And they say, you know what, if you find that, it's like our artists now, the Yomaps and them, these Moors and all, they're making money now. But they're making money because their colleagues didn't make money. Their colleagues were opening up the way. So they were pushing, they were learning. People didn't understand them. People didn't understand the music. But they convinced the public. And we know they convinced them because here we are now. People are paying them, using these guys in billboards. So they were convinced by these guys. So enough respect to those guys, actually. But that's what we were doing also as Born and Bred. We were opening up for these awards that are there now because it was very difficult. So we're making mistakes, some of them very real mistakes. Some of them, again, people can over-exaggerate stuff. I remember the one we had at Mulenga, one of the biggest, 2011. Packed to the rafters. There was no VIP and people were complaining because they paid for VIP. But there was no aisle. No way you started, this is going to be the aisle.
But when setting it up,
you know what? We did what we know was right. Chairs here, VIP up. We are outside trying to control a crowd. Somebody calls me, Innocent, come through. And when we're doing the Born and Bred Awards, we like to say, Kudika situation. So, Innocent, come, Kudika situation. So we go inside. The situation is that there is no aisle anywhere. Behind there, people are standing on chairs. So now, then somebody's saying, Innocent, I paid for VIP. I'm like, oh, no, not a problem. I'm just wait for me right here. I went. That's how I went. There was nothing I was going to do.
Lost a bunch.
It was bad. I felt really bad, but that was, oh man, the craziest. But yeah, so the backlash, some of it was real. It was a learning curve. And it was important that it happens, I think, because then we were growing. We're never repeating the same mistakes. But of course, some of it was exaggerated. You felt that. Sometimes I would get pictures of some naked lady. Well, by naked, I mean really showing stuff. Wasn't even at the Born and Bred Awards. But it's put there. Then even at the office, I'm being called. But how are people coming like this? So I'm like, firstly, no, this is not ours. But also, I don't know that I'm in charge of how people are coming. We're on the news now. Born and Bred Awards. And then they would end it with proprietor or the original, like the man behind it. On the news, Mr. Given Luvinda, honorable then, was the one speaking on it. They are going to investigate what happened because those tables were broken.
Wow.
It was, and the police came through to try and help because there was so much drama. They broke the doors because the tickets finished.
Yeah.
But people wanted to come in and there was still a queue outside.
Yeah.
So there was so much going on. And, for me, it was always a learning curve. But also, having said that, I remember Chila was our director general. He told me, Innocent, don't worry, because there was, news and everything. Don't worry, this is a storm in a teacup. I'm like, okay, that's a good way of putting it. But it kind of calmed me down. But if the CEO can say that, I guess we're okay then. You know, so I think it took the brand a lot of it because maybe he saw the vision. Said, no, this guy's on to a good thing. Let's just try and protect it.
Innocent, I know that, part of the IK brand has really helped grow Zambian music. Obviously to a larger extent to what it is today. There's a lot of artists that only made their first big break on your shows, either the Born and Bred or Smooth Talk. What are some of the which artists can you speak about? Proudly, like, okay, I remember when this one came, nobody knew him. And then eventually, after the interview, this is what happened. Any notable names we can share?
Yeah, and also, how I know these things. It's not because I knew the time I was inviting them. For me, as long as I see talent, I'll invite.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Mwape, the time she knew she could really dance was actually on Smooth Talk. So she comes on the show. Yeah. She's coming to just sing, and then she would just sing without necessarily dancing. But she knew how to dance, but she never really exposed on TV or on stage per se. That's what she told me.
Yeah.
That's her story. Then she's like, okay, how am I going to make a difference on the show today? I want to just be different. And she was coming to do that Sunsha song over.
Sunsha, yeah.
And she says, you know what? I may just Sunsha and Sunsha. And she rocked. She was talk of town. Everybody was talking about how she did the Sunsha. And she told herself, you know what? Now I'm not just a singer, I'm a dancer as well. So for me, she says that's where it started from the time that she came on the show. Pompey touched me with his story because Pompey says, no, he was in hip hop those days. Yeah. So he did a gospel song. I saw it and I said, this is a good song. I put it in the gospel category. He said when he did it, he was in between. He had thoughts of becoming a gospel artist, but so he says, okay, let me do one track in gospel. Just see how it's going to. So he put it out there. So he says he called me to say, boss, I've noticed you've put me in the
gospel category. Yeah.
Then I just said, no, I like your video, man. So and he says, but I didn't even bring it to you to say I want it. I said, no, you didn't need to. I liked it, so I put it there. So he failed to tell me, no, but that's not who I am. That was just me doing it. He couldn't explain. So he let it be. And crossed his fingers that he doesn't win because he says then people might think he's a gospel artist. Then he won. Now people started saying he was a gospel artist and he started to think about it. And he said to himself, you know what? Maybe God is speaking to me to say this is your calling. Yeah. And he says that's how he moved into gospel.
Wow.
I'm like, what? Just like that. Mark 2, he did the song called This Is Why I'm Hot. Remember, he sampled some American song. So he used to do a lot of videos where he would put a camera like this and start to sing on his own, just in front, and that's how he would rap. So when he did This Is Why I'm Hot, I liked it. I said, and mine was that Born and Bred, the tagline is a Zambian thing. For me, it has to be Zambian. Yeah. So I said, no, but this Is Why I'm Hot is not even Zambian. He's sampled. But still, I liked his swag, I liked his confidence, but I like this guy. Born and Bred Awards, I looked for his number. The second one, 2008, I said, I want this guy. We found him, we brought him. He says, that was my biggest stage. I felt that's the time I was discovered as Mark II. So he came and he did This Is Why I'm Hot. So that was his story. Like I'm saying, all these stories I'm learning from them.
Yes.
For me,
it's not you telling the story.
No, I didn't know all these things. So it was. There's that guy, Mistaken Identity. What's that guy? This guy who did the song called. Okay.
Did what song? What song?
It was called Mistaken Identity.
Who did the song Mistaken Identity?
You guys can look it up. I think you're working. Espe. Yeah. Okay. I was almost saying you're working with Gen Zs. But Espe did that song, and the time I called him, because I liked the song. I said, this is a good song. And he sounded, I always tell him that he sounded Congolese. But his song is saying, people have got a mistaken identity. I'm not Congolese, but it does sound like Congolese. So for me, the irony of it. Yeah. So I said, okay, I'm going to call this guy. I like this song. And it was a hit song though. So I called him. So when I called him, I'm driving. So I called, don't drive and, talk on the phone. Then I was actually talking on the phone. So I put it on my lap. So I couldn't cut because I was driving. So after, this is XP, this is Innocent Kalaluka, okay, it's sounding so professional, okay, thanks, okay. So I'll come, I can make it, okay, cool. So, because I called, obviously, he thought maybe I would be the one to cut the line. So I'm driving, so I'm like, he's going to cut the line. So then, after I said bye-bye, then he's like, yeah, why Innocent Kalaluka is going to be there? I'm thinking, then I quickly cut, because I'm thinking he's going to see that I'm hearing all that. So at times, I get amazed with how, that there are some times where I forget, not to say who I am, but at times...
No, you forget who you are.
I forget.
It's okay to say
even
that.
the name that I've made for myself, that people really get excited when I talk to them. Because for me, when you're you, it's you. There's nothing about you because you are you. But other people, the way they look at you. So it's like Pompey getting scared to tell me, all those little things that have happened to people and they tell me about them. Except for Espe, who didn't need to tell me because I heard
You heard it.
Dandy came and complained because I told him, you know what, this is not a good song.
For which song?
I can't even remember the song. And when he told me later, to say, you know what, I was so upset with you because I came from all the way from Angola, then you tell me it's not a good song. I'm like, what song was it? He tells me, I said, see, I don't even remember it. It wasn't a good song, Dandy. Let's agree on that. But I decided to be very blunt with people, with artists, because, you tell an artist that, because at times I'll listen to a song, I think this is not very good, so I don't want to give them an appointment. I tell them, I'm busy this month, maybe next month. I'm thinking I'm discouraging them. My friend, first week or the following month, hello, you told me this month. Okay, just give me 2 weeks, because 2 weeks later, they call you.
Atuma.
So I decided, you know what? I would tell it like it is. I'm like, this is not a good song.
Yeah.
So I got to that part where some people hated me for that, but I think it helped a lot of people.
So now, with awards, how did you navigate through, usually when someone loses, like a lot of awards in Zambia, there's always, no, this one is being favored, no, this one has been paid, this one, and all sorts of things, were said about your awards. Yeah. How did you deal with those issues?
I think that it's easy to deal with things when even you know that it's not true. I think that because I don't then need to explain myself. So I would laugh them off because it's not true. So why should I even spend time saying, no, but they're lying? So I would be interviewed. I think there was a magazine that came out where, I get a photo on it and they did the makeup like the way you guys did here. I'm looking so fresh. They did the makeup and then I'm thinking, this is cool. Then they ask me all these questions. Like, we were told that you sleep with the girls, the ones who win, the girls who sleep, the guys, they pay you. I'm like, what? But for me, I'm not ruffled because I know for a fact that there's no one girl who can come up and say that I slept with them for them to win an award. I don't even, I try to be really professional. Mine is that we have people that are judging. I'm not involved. They will judge, and I'm not going to be part of it. I'll tell you the one time that I got involved in the awards. And I'll say it, and I hope that the guy will understand. It was for me, it was an executive decision I needed to make.
Okay.
And I know that the awards are coming back, but people should just appreciate that. I made that decision because the awards are on. There's one, you see, the Born and Bred Music Video Awards.
Music Video Awards.
Not music awards.
Yeah.
But fans always vote for the song. They don't appreciate that it's about the video. So
And some songs don't have videos.
Yeah, if they don't have videos, they're not going to be on.
Yeah.
But those that are videos, and the videos are work, but the song is good. We have a tough time. We learnt over the years through mistakes where we would give like 70% to the fans to vote. Oh, they'll mess you up, man.
Yeah.
They went and voted for a song that was nowhere near because they liked the person, but it was about the video. So now, fast forward to that year where a gentleman called, I don't know if I want to say.
Okay, so don't say his name.
So a gospel artist did a very good song where he went to, he'll know when I say this, but at least I'm not mentioning it. He went around places to film that video. Good collection. The video was nice. The song was not. It was worship, gospel and worship. It was very slow, but the video was nice. So by that time we had learnt not to give the viewers the majority of the votes. So now it turned it around. 70% is the judges. Because they're professionals. They know what they're doing, what they're looking for. Yeah. So then now the judges pick that song to be the best in its category. And we are booed. Boo. Okay. I'm like, anyway, they will learn that the video is what we look for. That was me. So we go on. So what happens that with Born and Bred is that the categories will be picked because we'll advertise and you know which one, who is where, and people are voting and all that. That's cool. But after people have voted, the actual video of the year is amongst the ones that have won their individual categories, right? So that is decided upon by the judges at the venue. Strictly the judges. So now we've picked in the categories. We've given awards. So now we have that moment where I've got some good music performances going on while the judges are on. So it means that video that was booed is part of those that has been nominated.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So for some reason, no, not for some reason. Somebody came. So it's like me. I think the situation is brand one. So we go there. I'm like, what's happening? So the judges are arguing amongst themselves. What's wrong at the video of the year? Which one is it? They tell me it's the one that was booed. Now, it was beautiful as a video, but the song was bad.
And these are music video awards.
These are music video awards. So yes, we're supposed to go with the video. But I made an executive decision. I said, you know what? Which one is number 2? They told me this is number 2. I said, okay, number 2 will be number 1. For the sole purpose of, we are not going to end the Born and Bred Awards on a booing note. Imagine you said the video of the year is, you announce, ooh, the awards are done. I said, no. In this case, number 2 will be number 1. That is the only time I interfered. But I thought I was going to save the integrity of the awards, and I felt that we hadn't done our homework in educating our people that it's about videos. It then meant we didn't do enough if people can boo a good video because it's not a good song. So I felt that our mistake should not be given to the people.
So if you were faced with the same situation today, would you still make the same decision?
No, I think that people are smart enough now, and that despite the talk, social media will rectify it. People will say that the video was good, guys. Never mind the song.
But the
At least
video.
watch the video.
Yeah,
I think that will happen. But I didn't feel at the time that we had done our homework. Therefore, at that time, to get a booing event was not going to happen.
It was not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, Born and Bred Awards are coming back.
Yes.
Why did you take a break? Why are you coming back?
Many things, man. Some things are background. They're very difficult to just come through and talk about. But, we had different people that came through, people who were making decisions then that felt that we could not continue with the awards. So they decided that maybe not. Just glad to say that, now we've got people who believe that, the awards are a good thing and maybe we should, and I was very grateful, for instance, and I think that also brought a bit of talk when Diamond TV, gave me the Chairman's Award. Because again, that brought talk to say, hey, but you know what? we had awards also, it was like that. And I had really, Kenneth Maduma was awarded. We all kind of felt like, you know what, as the institution that was the first in our country, I think we needed to continue with what we started. So in a sense, there was a lot of that. Of course, for me, I've been pushing. There's never a point where I sat and said, the awards are done. I've always tried to see if they could come back. But in God's time, and here we are.
So is there anything different that we're doing in as far as the awards are concerned this time? Understand?
Well, the bar has been raised high, man. There's so much going on now, and there's so much pressure to make sure that we hit the bar and maybe even up it. But also that is good. That's what I brought the video awards for instance, for the competition. Yeah. Now there's competition. Now we can afford to slacken. The same way the awards meant videos awards started to improve because you couldn't afford to slacken. So yes, there's a lot that we're going to push to try and do good, try and do better, to try and be at the level that is there now. I'm so proud of what I see. I mean, the Ngoma Awards were fantastic this year. I think the best we've had. Is it last year? Last year. Diamond Awards, man. There's so much beautiful stuff.
We're getting better.
We're getting
better.
So
do you have any dates locked?
Yes, 5th of November. It will be a Wednesday. Deliberately so, because we're coming back. I don't think I want a situation where we are back and every award is being won and on behalf of who is performing at, on behalf of, we couldn't be here tonight.
I see.
No. I think we need to come back and be seen. Everybody should be there. So it'll be that kind.
So you heard the Born and Bred Awards are back this November. We just heard it from IK. All the best with that.
Thanks, man.
I think it's a good thing. We look forward to it, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of support.
Yeah. So far, man, support has been good.
Support has been good.
Yeah.
Great. Now, just a little bit about your education. At some point, you went to China and Japan, I think.
Yeah.
Was it China?
China was, I think, with digital issues. So we're just moving, into the digital era. So we went to learn how to be digital. Because it was we were analog and we worked in the analog era.
So I remember Yamariu to real.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was important because some of these guys just came into the digital. We were from there, so you want to now adapt as well. Transition. So we went for that transition. It was very, very important.
Was it China or Japan?
That was China. In Japan, I went for a TV documentary project for 3 months. That's where I didn't eat shima for 3 months, and I realized that one can stay without eating shima.
Are you that bad?
I've not had shima for I think 7 years.
Serious?
Yeah.
I need to eat shima every day, man.
So anyway, that's an aside. So that's what I went for. Then of course, like I mentioned, after I did my marketing, I decided, what, it looks like I've moved into radio and television. Yeah. And people started saying, oh yeah, yes, he's a good presenter and everything, but he's not even a journalist. I said, no, we can remedy that. So I just enrolled and I went to UNZA and I went to Lutabele University. I did my degree and yeah.
Oh, is it? So you got a degree in media? In media,
yes. I took myself to school, and that's what one of the things I always say. There are times where your parents can't afford. Your parents passed on, God forbid, and then whoever is your guardian decides this is what I want you to do. And some people rebel. Don't rebel. Just do it, because then you get a job. Then you do what you want. So I got a job at ZNBC through marketing. And I became a journalist using ZNBC myself, doing what I want. But I think I've done pretty well for myself because also I've got a marketing background. I know how to market.
Yeah, you've got a marketing
background.
So
it has actually helped me. Yeah. So I always tell young people that whenever you're forced into, just do it, enjoy it. Just do it the best of your ability, get the paper. You're still going to have an opportunity to take yourself to school because that will give you the opportunity for the money. The reason you're failing to pick what you want is because you don't have money. You get a job, whether you're a police person, if you didn't want to be in the police service, you can now go do what you want and become an engineer. That's what your dream was.
So you've been at ZNBC how long?
23. So Smooth Talk I studied it when I was on an intern. So yeah, so then I've done 20 years employed at ZNBC. 20 years.
How's been your journey?
Man, I think it's been blessed. I've learned a lot at ZNBC from people. I think that also ZNBC has done so much for me. The one thing I really appreciate, because it opened me up, was the traveling. The thing about journalism is that it gives you the opportunity to travel.
Absolutely.
And I always say, never miss out on an opportunity to travel, because there's so much that you learn. You can't even pinpoint it. So when you travel, you learn about this. But as long as you've traveled, it opens you up. One time we're in Indonesia and we're in a shop and trying to buy something, and this kid, and that day I decided to jump on a train to go alone, because the guys started to stay and whatever. So they were actually drinking, the guys I was with. So I decided I'm tired of watching them. So I went to the mall to look around and buy some cheap things in the $1 shop. So I'm there. Then I see this kid. The mother is tugging at the kid, because the kid is looking at me and wanting to touch me. I'm literally the only black person in there, and the kid has never seen a black person. So then I do this to touch the kid, because the mother thinks that it's bad. The kid, I'll feel very bad. But see, for me, it's little things like that you learn that actually you can be in a different country where you are the only black person there, and people have never seen. And you'll be shocked, like you're in SA and somebody says in Durban, that's where my mom lives. And I'm talking to some people, I'm like, okay, like I'll be going to Joburg. Oh, to Joburg. They get excited. I'm like, they've never been to Joburg in their own country. But when you're in Zambia, we travel almost everywhere. So it's little things like that you learn, and at times they make you appreciate your own home. How we greet each other. You go to certain countries where people don't greet I don't know you, I don't know you. You're in the train like this, somebody's right here. There's nothing. Quiet. People on their headsets, they're on their laptops. Like there's no one. They're so quiet. When you laugh, like we would be laughing at Zambians, they're looking at you like you're making noise in a train. So you learn so much because of travel. So for me, one of the things I really appreciate is the fact that it has given me an experience to experience an opportunity to experience the world. Yeah.
Innocent, I'm told that along the way you're offered a job abroad by a big company and you turned it down. Can we talk about that, please?
that job that was talked about was not true. I've had job opportunities in Durban, like I mentioned. Even the time I was coming, I was working, but I felt without my papers, no. And I've had opportunities where people have called me to say, hey, would you do this? Would like for you to. But I'm such a sucker for Zambia, man. I love my country, and I feel that I think that God placed me where I am for a reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's to just help people, whether it's by word, whether it's by deed, whether it's by what I'm doing, that to improve my country. I'm that kind of person where I feel like I would rather go and visit anywhere else, but be back home. This is where I would rather live.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
I feel the same. Let's talk about your mentorship program, just as we head towards the end of the our chat today. I know that you're mentoring quite a number of people. Can we get into that for a little bit?
Yeah, this is a decision that I made after I read a certain book that talked about how a man is to be deemed as great is not from what you have achieved. It's not the awards that you've had. It's really from the people that you've helped. That's what greatness is. And I found it to be true, because again, I've been very lucky. I think I've got like 12 awards, over my career.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But believe me, I don't think I ever wake up or in the night to think about, but that award, that was something. No, but I have been up in the night where maybe sleep has eluded me, and I've thought of somebody that I have helped because I've seen them on social media. I'm like, oh wow, now he's even doing that. Oh, goodness. I feel proud like a dad. Like, what, when you're a father and your son becomes a doctor, you feel like I've done a good job here. Yet it's the lecturers. But I'm just saying, I feel that way. So when I started having those feelings, and after I read that long time ago, but I started I started to relate with it. I then made it my mission that, you know what, I will take up every opportunity to mentor young people, be it in schools, be it personal, where I've had guys like, you'll be at ZNBC, somebody just comes almost every day, just hang around with me and see what I do, especially the days that I'm doing my recordings, how I plan out. And it's unbelievable how they want to just do that, to just be around you and ask questions. And I feel really good. And then you see them develop into, then you know, you just feel like, oh, wow. I think I'm happy. And then at times you even mentioned, so no, one of the people that mentored me, IK, that feels great. Just that. And like I'm saying, it's better than anything else. For me, that's what has led me to a deliberate mentorship program that I do for anyone who feels they want to learn something.
Ken Wan and Helen?
Yeah, Ken Wan, Helen.
Yeah.
I was those came through ZNBC though.
Yeah.
But then when they gave me to run the entertainment section, then we brought them into entertainment. So I saw them develop and become, you know. Mocha was really good because she could also, and I always encourage the people I work with to say, if you're going to be a journalist, be a fully fledged journalist. Film, don't come as a presenter, that's fine. But you should learn how to film, learn how to edit, learn how to, you know, produce. So I take them through the ringer like that. And I'm so proud that they can do all that. You know, and Helen now is doing big things. You know, she's got her own school where she teaches. And last 2 weeks ago I was in Kafio, where she invited me for one of the internships she was having. And I like I said, I feel really, really proud, you know, to see people that I've worked with become. It's such a great feeling.
Yeah. No, Innocent, you've done very well for the industry. And truth be told, if you didn't succeed at what you did, I don't think you'd be sitting where you're sitting right now. And you're here because we appreciate your work, we appreciate you. And, you know, a few days ago, we did a live and we're asking people who they would like to see on this show. And some of them said they wanted to see you. It's part of the reason you're sitting here right now. So these are people we don't know and people you probably don't know.
Yeah,
so this is how far, you know, you know, how far your work has gone, your hand has gone, and people are appreciating. Talking about Zambian music really quickly before we wrap up. What's your feel about Zambian music today?
Oh man, I'm so excited about Zambian music, man. I'm really excited. I think that we there was a time that I felt that the pace, you know, was really frustrating. I felt we could do better. All of a sudden, an explosion, you know. And I was looking forward to a time where we have these artists that everybody's celebrating. The way, like I said, travel is very important for me, has been very important for me. I've seen that happen in SA where they can celebrate an artist like crazy. And I thought that we have the talent. We need to get there. And I'm very proud. You know, I've had the opportunity to be around these artists, go with them in certain places. And it's really beginning to happen. I remember that time I was in Mong with Taitu, and we were in a bus waiting to go on stage. And this kid said, "Oh, I want to see Taitu." And I took the kid there, and Taitu seated there, and the young girl is just crying. Yeah. These are things you watch happen to Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Absolutely.
But now, and those were the moments. Now you got Your Maps, who can pull crazy crowds. You can fill up the stadium. I'm so proud of what's happening now. I think that we're doing very well, but at the same time, and the caution is always that I hope they will remember that all that is about everything else that has happened before them, and the most important person in their life is the fan, and they need to respect the fan.
Yeah. Let's talk about radio a little bit. Do you think radio is dying in Zambia? It's not the situation in SA or Botswana when I go there. I mean, I think the musicians are here. Radio is also there. But I think there's a bit of an imbalance in Zambia today. I wonder why.
I wonder why is a good question. I think it's something we need to interrogate. I've not really stopped to analyze it that much, but it's true that I think that radio seems like it's been hit hard by for instance, social media. I think it has really been hit hard that, you know, you really need to push. There are some radio stations that you know, are being very innovative, and that's what needs to happen. You need to be very creative now for people to keep listening. So you find that at times the caliber, at times of the DJs that are there. I know that every generation always speaks highly of its generation, the other generation, and this generation also say, yeah, these ones now. But there's something to be learnt about that, because why does that happen that way? It's not written anywhere. So there must be some truth in it. So I think there's a bit of truth that yes, radio somehow still needs to find its feet, because they are somewhat struggling to cope with what's happening now. So you find that yes, there can be 1 or 2 radio stations that are happening, but we have so many radio stations. Only that, why is there a select few? So there's something amiss there that I think we really need to interrogate. We might not have done as well as we should where radio is concerned.
Really quickly, last week we had Chile One on the show, and we spoke about his album Ego One. Have you listened to it? I'm asking this because you're a proper analyst, and also you're a follower of Zambian music and the entertainment industry, especially being a part of it. What's your take on it?
Firstly, here's the thing. I've always liked Chile One. I think Chile One is deep in his music.
Yeah.
At the time I was asked about Your Maps and Chile One. I don't like to get into that.
I don't like the comparison either.
I don't like it. And here's my take. I think they're very different artists.
Absolutely.
Your Maps style, he will speak to the now. That's how he can sing a song on Mr. and Mrs. Because what's happening now is that people are talking about Mr. and Mrs. Your Maps. So he will sing about it. I don't think that Chile One will sing that way. So that's a song that will come and go away, but Your Maps knows how to work with that. He works a lot with what's trending, is that kind. Of course, he's got some deep songs, some very, very deep songs that I even I like myself. But I think that Chile One has got a lot more deep songs. He's got quite a head on his shoulder. He sings about issues that you'd sit and listen to, and like, this is a situation that is happening. So for me, I wouldn't compare them. They're very different, and their styles are very different. So I really, and I love his album, his latest album. Oh man, I really love it. It's got some, again, very, very good songs about it. So Chile One, Maps, Dreams, Kanina Kandalama, I'm loving her because she sings about issues, man. She sings about depression and all that. So there's so much going on there. The industry is really doing very well. And like I said, mine is just that they just need to be very careful with this social media that is there now. You can't afford to record yourself unless it's a music video.
Are you talking about something? Okay. You just had to go there.
No, it's important. That's the life where we at right now. It's important that we address certain things. And I think that at times we've earned the right to address certain things. So we can't run away from that responsibility. I think our young people need to be smart about what they're doing, because you work so hard to put yourself in a position, and then drop of a hat, you lose it all. So, and that's my fear, just because we are doing so well right now. Anything you touch turns into gold, but all that can come crumbling down because of a simple little thing.
Okay, there's a lot of young people, even older people, that would want to walk in your shoes or in your path. What would you like to say to them to encourage them? This show is about inspiration at the end of the day. What kind of inspiration can they draw from you, to encourage them to, because sometimes people, they hit the first brick wall and then they quit.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, what would you say?
Okay. So for me, here's what I think keeps you in the industry. It's from the get-go. Why do you want to get in the industry? If you want to get in the industry because you want to have a podcast, by Kenny T, first of all, that's the wrong reason you're getting into the industry. You need to get into the industry because you have noticed a gap in the industry and you think you can contribute to the industry. It's because if you want to be like Kenny T and have a show, in this day and age, you will have a show. But what keeps you at it is the reason, which was to make a difference. If the reason was to be known, you will be known like this. And even now, you'll see people get known like this for whatever reason. So that can never be a good reason. I think the main reason that people fail is because of why they come in. They want to be stars. Now, if your reason is to be a star, you can get there quickly and easy come, easy go. But if you're going to really grind it out because of what you're trying to achieve, you will manage to grind it out because you've got a real purpose. And everything that's thrown at you, you'll be able to handle it because you know why you are in that space. But if it was just to be like that person that I've seen, the moment you are hit, you just feel it's not worth it. Because that reason was not strong enough. It's like being in people who are called to serve. That's why you see that at times people now can get jobs because that's the only job available. And there's some jobs that you can't do that. That's why teachers are very important. Because teachers might not get the best pay, might be sent out in all these places that we might not want to. The reason they stick it out is because they want, there's a calling to contribute to mankind. There's that passion. They want to do something for the young people. They want to see this country develop. That's the reason they're in there. So they don't mind being in Shangombo. But if you wanted to be a teacher because you liked your teacher, then you are sent to Shangombo. You're not going to stay there because you went there for the wrong reasons, because you thought teaching was cool. That's the wrong reason. It shouldn't be about coolness. It should be about the contribution you want to make. That's what will keep you there. So for me, that's it really.
Okay, we've got a question for you from our previous guest. That's Chile one. He didn't even know it was you coming. But so we'll give you an opportunity also to ask a question to the
next guest, who I don't even know of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the question to you is, how would your friends describe you in 3 words?
Chile one. How does he ask such a question?
So this question was written for him by our team that does the scripting. So you also have questions written for you.
In 3 words.
Yeah. Maybe you can pick 3 random words.
Yeah. So they don't need to make sense.
They don't have to connect.
Well, there's one that is definite, consistent.
Okay.
Yeah. And unrelenting. And unassuming.
Unassuming.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So 3. So now from the numbers 1, 2, 3, you need to pick a number. Each number has a question to it, which will be the question for the next guest. 1, 2, 3. Which one are you picking?
3.
3 reads, if you were to change one thing about the country, what will it be and why? Okay. And then it would be nice if we got a politician to answer this question.
Let's
would want to hear. Okay, it's been great having you on the show. Like I said, every time I've sat with this man, in front of cameras, he's interviewing me. So today, roles have sort of like reversed. It's been a nice conversation, very inspirational. Thanks a lot. We look forward to,
My
the
book
new
launch and the Born and Bred
Yeah,
Awards.
the book launch and the and the Born and
throw
Bred.
that in.
Yeah. So when the book is out, we'll also bring it on the podcast and say, this is the book he was talking about.
Man.
Make sure you get a copy.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, my man. And, we'll see you again.
Humbled, man. Humbled to be here. Excited also to have this kind of interview. Like I said, some of the questions I've actually never been asked before. So
Yeah.
I was happy to speak.
Interesting. This has been the Kenny T One-on-One podcast. We've been speaking to Smooth IK. His real name is Innocent Kalaluka. He told us the middle one. The middle one was what?
Wamunyima.
Innocent Wamunyima Kalaluka. Thanks a lot for your time. And we'll see you in what?
Don't go doing this though.
So how do I do it? Like this? In 7 days.